Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Poland, beaming out to you from Little Castaways Beach here in Queensland, Australia. Joined today by Horace Bone. Horace, g'day from down under. Very warm welcome, sir. Whereabouts are you based?
I'm on the East Coast, North Carolina.
North Carolina. I heard lovely things about North Carolina. For those of you who haven't met Horace yet, he's a US-based financial consultant. He's got over 35 years experience serving business owners and high-income professionals who are seeking six-figure tax-free, beautiful words, those ones, retirement income. And Horace, that brings us quite nicely to the title of this little interview, which is How to Protect Your Family Financially and Sleep Better, knowing that you've taken steps to provide them with a six-figure retirement income. Beautiful. So our 7 minutes is going to start now, sir. Question number one, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is a 35 to 55-year-old male or female who is a high income earner. We consider that somebody that makes $100,000 or more, and they would like a retirement plan that is sufficient to guarantee his or her current standard of living, which may be 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, whatever they need. We figure they want the same thing when they retire. That's what we work toward.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Question number two, 6.5 minutes left. How would you define the problem that you solve? I guess it's around the continuation of the lifestyle that they've been used to while they're working. Anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, that's correct. I find that our clients are unable or unwilling to contribute 30 to 33% of their income to a retirement plan, and they risk an uncomfortable retirement if they don't do that.
Right.
They just can't do that.
Right.
We solve this problem by having our clients contribute to a simple 5-pay plan. We leverage that contribution by supplementing it with a corporate rate loan. We invest that in an asset that for the last 25 years has returned an average of 6% annually.
Wow.
The loan is paid off in the 10th year, and the asset is distributed starting in the 15th year or later as a tax-free distribution, which will likely be 60 to 100% greater than if a similar contribution had been made to a traditional IRA or 401k.
Wow.
We give our prospective clients access to an interactive website where they can pre-qualify themselves, study our strategy, and run their own illustrations. And at that point, they can contact us if they care, if they have additional information, if they need additional information.
Very clever, very clever, and leading edge and yet quite proven. So tell us, 5 minutes left, Horace, some of the typical symptoms. So if people are listening to this, what's going on in their head or in their life or in their business where they would quite rightly think, I need to find out more about this solution?
Well, I found out that they don't sleep well at night. There's always this little demon on your shoulder that keeps whispering in your ear, are you ready for retirement? And most people, you can't get it out of your mind up until retirement. If you wait too late, he starts screaming the last few years.
Yes, right.
So another thing is if they don't know they're not contributing enough or they don't do the arithmetic, they hesitate to make major purchases such as a new home, a new car, a luxury vacation, and they fear they might have to retire or may not be able to retire at all.
Right. Thank you for that. I'm sure a lot of people would be able to relate to that. Question number 5, we've got 4 minutes left. What's one valuable free action that, I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. We're talking about question number 4 is the common mistakes that people make prior to finding your solution.
They put money into a government-sponsored IRA, 401k, or 403b plan without a company match. If you don't have a company match, you should never put a penny into a government plan. It's like getting into bed with Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Secondly, not realizing that the amount they invest is more important than the return on their investment. Thirdly, they expose their retirement to market risk. If you save an asset, you build it, it can go to 0 or 20% less or 30% less overnight. So that's something to avoid. And third, and finally, placing your emphasis on growing a taxable asset rather than creating a guaranteed tax-free income stream. And finally, just waiting too long to implement any plan. That's disastrous.
Big one. And lots of traps for new players, for people who don't know really what they're doing in the marketplace. Let's get to question 5 then. And what I'm after here is a valuable free action, like a top tip, not going to solve the whole retirement issue for them, but it might be just one step in the right direction.
Okay, I mentioned getting out of bed with Uncle Sam as soon as possible.
Right.
If you have contributed to a tax-deferred plan, roll it into a Roth or 401k Roth if that's an option. Pay the taxes now, then you reap the return later. It's what a farmer does. He would rather pay tax on the seed than tax on the harvest. And with rising taxes, you're going to end up paying more taxes at the end than you save in the beginning by tax deferring the contribution.
Boy, it could be a massive saving. Thank you for that, sir. Question number 6, we've got 2 minutes left. One valuable free resource. Where could we direct folks to go where they can find out more about your services?
They can go to my site, chatwithhorace.com. It's an interactive site. They may input their own information, their age, their sex, their health, and the amount they want to invest. The minimal amount is $20,000 a year for 5 years. We can deal with people that can't do that, but that's our optimal client. They can run, as I said, personal illustrations, and they can contact us for a conference call through that site if they so choose. We're not going to call them.
Perfect. Chatwithhorace.com. Last question, Horace. Question number 7, 1 minute left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Why am I still working at age 81?
Holy dooly, you're 81. You look like you're 61. So
81.
why are you still working at age 81?
I have found that solving problems for people is what gives me retiring.
Right.
I've retired 3 times. Each time I've come back, and I intend to continue doing this as long as my mind will continue to work.
Absolutely love it. More power to you, and thank you for being of such great service and your insights and wisdom and advice. You packed an awful lot into 6.5 minutes. Horace Bone, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.